Hello, my name is Josh Boss. I moved to the neighborhood of Austin on the far west side about a year ago as part of the Urban Cohort program, which just allows students to be in the neighborhood and just learn about these things while they're applying it practically in a neighborhood. I already was kind of aware of racial issues between Embrace and just researching on my own and just intentionally seeking out knowledge of these issues. But it wasn't until I really got to Austin that I really saw it for myself, and also just the idea of just being the minority and just realizing how race applies to everyday life, and just not being able to wake up without realizing the color of your skin as you walk through the neighborhood, and just thinking about how students at Moody that are minorities feel that all the time. And so that was like pretty eye-opening for me, as well as just people debating issues, saying that they weren't a thing, but then seeing it being lived out every day in my neighborhood, which was really eye-opening. So just the goal of this piece was just to really bring that to light for Moody students, to just really ask them to join, to just really join me in just seeing it for themselves and just seeking to understand it more, and this kind of opening their eyes to it, and just having that like privilege, that white privilege and that perspective, then be more apt to listen to, as unfortunate it is that they could just come and really just begin to understand this more. So that was the goal of this piece. Come with me in our neighborhood and walk with us as we go to Uncle Remus and get the city's best chicken and sauce. The Southside Campfront, even Harold knows who's the boss. The magical place where you can get dinner and a bootleg all from the same face. But as we return to go home, you realize that something is out of place. And then it hits you like a buzz, it's us. For the first time in your life, you are the minority, feeling every eye in the community as if they are all fixed on your race. All of a sudden you begin to see the necessity for safe spaces like Embrace. You see, I want you to come with me in our neighborhood and walk with my room and I as we are stopped by police so that they can tell us that these people will kill us, using impersonal pronouns to degrade my neighbors to the minimal, as if they are animals. The epitome of irony, as they're the people that the Fugees warned us about in the 90s, and they're still on the loose. Returning people to their cage on Holman as they relive the lynching era, using everything short of a noose. I want you to come with my neighborhood. You see that as I pull my hood up, a cop pulls up to ask me if I'm alright. But just the other night, a black friend of mine was brutally beat by police because he had his hood on. His only crime was having skin that looked less like mine and a little bit too much like Trayvon. So hold on. I want you to come with my neighborhood to see where they kill kings. Another Martin or Ronnie shot dead or Jim Crowed into the system as they leave the queens to raise the children alone and poor. But that's okay, because that's what Big Bro Big Sis is for. But how many guilt trips to McDonald's does it take to see that nothing you can do can stop your little Sid from growing up to be just like Laquan McDonald? At least then maybe you'd see that the cry of Black Lives Matter is one of lament instead of debating it so heavily on your self-proclaimed Facebook ministry. Are you hearing me, Moody? I want you to come with my neighborhood to see that the system was never designed to help my neighbors. In a city where redlining goes deeper than the red line and frigid temperatures doesn't stop the fact that we still have deserts with no food. And where delivery zones are a thing. Just ask Lupe about the fiasco as to why the delivery man doesn't come to the hood no more. Or somehow, whenever snow's up to my knees, I still manage to see more paddy wagons than snow plows. At least then you'll begin to see that the Chicago's 50 wards aren't anything more than black and brown piece on Rom's Monopoly board. But I also want you to come into my neighborhood to see the good that God is doing in this community. That He is present 7 times a week, not just the one you can check off for your required PCM. That there are people earnestly trying to save lost souls, no matter the skin that covers it. As we sit here, flying high on our suburban Superman complex, as if it's our calling to fight the city's dark night. Thus gentrification became our hip new version of white flight. If we are going to reconcile this body, we're going to need some serious spiritual heart surgery. One that even if we mess up, His blood still covers all of us. I want you to come with my neighborhood to see the hypocrisy in my ministry. As people are dying in my community, and I stand here, my platform of privilege, abusing the stage cohort has given me. And I can't even stop my own sister from saying something racist at Christmas ignorantly. So to Austin and the Black student body, forgive me, because too often I've failed to relay justice effectively. I'm sorry.